creating a basketball super team is not just about stacking the roster with the best players. It requires careful balance, teamwork, and strict discipline. When a team is filled with all-stars, MVPs, and franchise leaders, the biggest challenge often isn't the opponent on the court. The real challenge comes from within the team itself. Each player arrives as the star of their own squad. On their regular teams, they lead the offense, control the pace, and handle the ball most of the time. But wearing the Team USA jersey changes everything. Instead of carrying the whole offense, players must accept smaller, very specific roles. They need to become efficient pieces in a much bigger system. Moving from being the main star to playing a limited role is one of the hardest adjustments in international basketball, both mentally and tactically. In this discussion, we will skip the online drama and rumors about jealousy or locker room tension. This isn't about gossip. It's about understanding the game. We'll focus on a clear tactical issue that showed up during recent Team USA exhibition games. The topic is the tension between two styles of play: the modern point-forward approach and the classic outlet pass that starts a fast break. To explain this, we'll look at the transition offense involving Angel Reese, one of the strongest interior players today, and Caitlin Clark, one of the most dangerous fast break point guards of our generation. What we're seeing on the court isn't a personal conflict. It's a difference in basketball philosophy.
Sometimes the problem on the court isn't personal at all. It's about structure. When a team loses its offensive order, even the most talented group can struggle. Clear roles are the foundation of championship basketball. To see why this happens, it helps to look at how the role of the big player has changed over time. In today's game, positions are far less rigid than they used to be. Centers and power forwards often do much more than protect the paint and score inside. Players like Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo regularly grab a defensive rebound and immediately start the fast break themselves. This move is known as the grab and go. When done well, it can be extremely effective because the defense has no time to set up properly. It can also create mismatches, such as a smaller guard being forced to defend a much bigger player in transition. Angel Reese fits this modern style. She is a powerful and versatile athlete who has been expanding her skills beyond the paint. When she grabs a rebound, her natural instinct is often to dribble up the floor and push the pace herself, acting like a point forward. On many teams, that approach can work well and might even be encouraged. But Team USA isn't a typical team, and the player standing a few feet away asking for the outlet pass is not a typical point guard. It's Caitlin Clark.
Angel Reese grabs the board. Damn, says Caitlin, get the out my way. uses her right forearm to shield.
Let's pause the play and look closely at what happens in this moment. The shot misses, and Angel Reese secures the defensive rebound using her strong positioning and physical power. Right away, Caitlin Clark moves into view and shows her hands, clearly asking for the outlet pass. This is the classic way to start a fast break. In basketball, the quickest way to move the ball up the court is almost always through a pass, not a dribble. But instead of making the simple outlet pass, Reese turns her body and keeps the ball, choosing to lead the break herself. From a tactical point of view, this choice creates a problem. When a big player pushes the ball against a defense that is already getting back, the pressure on the defenders is much lower. They are not forced to panic. They understand that while Reese is very strong near the basket, she doesn't bring the same long-range shooting threat or advanced playmaking vision that a primary guard like Clark does. Because of that, the defense can calmly retreat, crowd the paint, and protect the rim. As a result, the space on the court begins to shrink. Passing lanes close, driving lanes disappear, and the entire offensive setup becomes cramped. Once the spacing breaks down like this, it becomes much harder for the rest of the team to create a quality scoring chance.
That's right. She gives it to Caitlin Clark. As she's giving it to Caitlin Clark, De'Arica Hamby commits an offensive foul. Now I don't want to make it.
Because Angel Reese keeps the ball, the timing of the fast break begins to fall apart. The transition players are no longer in sync. De'Arica Hamby, known for sprinting the floor, does exactly what she's trained to do. She runs hard toward the basket, trying to gain deep position before the defense gets set. That early position can create an easy scoring chance. If Caitlin Clark had received the outlet pass near midcourt, the situation might look very different. Clark is known for her wide court vision and her ability to fire long, accurate passes in transition. She often spots a teammate running ahead and delivers the ball quickly, hitting them in stride before defenders can react. In this play, however, the pass comes too late. Hamby reaches the spot where she expects the ball, but it never arrives at the right moment. By the time the play develops, the defense has already recovered. Trying to keep her advantage under the basket, Hamby ends up committing an offensive foul. The result is a turnover, and the possession is lost. This outcome isn't about selfishness or bad intentions. It's the natural result of a breakdown in offensive order. When roles aren't followed, even small delays can ruin a scoring opportunity. To understand how much potential is lost in moments like this, it helps to imagine the other scenario. One where everyone sticks to their role, the outlet pass is made immediately, and the fastest, most efficient play unfolds.
It's crazy. The worst part of all of this is that if Angel Reese just actually gave her the ball, things like this would be happening to her. She puts her hands up, and guess what? Caitlin gives it back.
This moment shows what perfect teamwork in basketball can look like. The players on the floor are the same, but the roles are clearly defined, and that changes everything. When Caitlin Clark receives the outlet pass in the backcourt, the defense reacts immediately. The entire opposing team shifts into emergency mode. Clark's reputation as a deep-range shooter means defenders cannot simply fall back into the paint. She is a real threat to shoot from far beyond the three-point line, so the defender guarding her must step out and pressure the ball much earlier. That single factor stretches the defense across the court. And when a defense is stretched and scrambling, the biggest advantage goes to the players running toward the basket, especially the bigs. In this situation, Clark quickly reads how the defense has shifted. She looks up the floor and delivers a sharp, perfectly timed pass that reaches her teammate right in position for an easy score. The interesting part is that Angel Reese and Clark actually have skill sets that fit together extremely well. Clark is a natural playmaker who starts the offense, controls the tempo, and manipulates defenders with her vision and passing. Reese, on the other hand, is powerful near the rim and excels at finishing plays while moving toward the basket and battling through contact. Those abilities don't clash, they complement each other. In fact, there have already been moments where this type of partnership worked smoothly on the court. This shows that when the roles are clear and the timing is right, the combination can be very effective.
Right over here, we could go back 2 years, rookie season, in the All-Star game. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese running the floor together in the All-Star game. Boom. Attack the middle. There's Angel Reese. Defense collapses. Drop off. Angel Reese, bucket. I mean,
A moment from the WNBA All-Star Game shows exactly how this partnership can work at its best. In the play, Caitlin Clark calls for a screen. Angel Reese steps up and sets a strong, clean pick, then rolls quickly toward the basket. The defense immediately reacts to Clark's shooting threat. Two defenders rush toward her to stop a possible three-pointer. Once two defenders commit to the ball handler, the defense is already in trouble. Clark stays calm, reads the pressure, and slips a soft pass into the lane to Reese as she rolls. Reese catches the ball in stride and finishes easily at the rim. It's simple, efficient basketball, no isolation plays, no forced hero shots, just smart teamwork that takes advantage of the extra defender on Clark. This type of play highlights how well their skills can work together. Clark creates pressure on the perimeter, while Reese attacks the open space near the basket. So why do breakdowns sometimes happen? The answer often comes down to structure and leadership. In national team basketball, the coaching staff has the responsibility to set clear roles and expectations. It's not about teaching elite players how to shoot or dribble. They already know how to do that. The real task is making sure everyone understands exactly how they fit into the system. That means reviewing game film, pointing out what works and what doesn't, and showing players the difference between possessions that stall out and those that lead to easy points. When the roles are clear and the system is followed, the team can turn its talent into consistent, efficient offense. The message should be clear and based only on results. When big players start the fast break themselves, the team averages about 0.8 points per possession, and turnovers increase by roughly 15%. When the rebound is secured and the ball is quickly passed to the primary guard, transition efficiency rises to 1.4 points per possession. These numbers focus only on effectiveness. They are not influenced by highlight plays or online discussion. The issue is not talent. The roster already has elite players, including Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. The problem is a short-term lapse in offensive discipline. The solution is straightforward. No trades are needed. The roster does not need to change. The team simply needs to use each player's strengths in the most efficient way. Clark's greatest advantage comes when the ball is in her hands in transition, where she can read the defense and create opportunities. Reese's biggest strengths are near the basket, rebounding, finishing inside, and running the floor to receive passes in motion. If the team consistently follows that structure, the offense becomes far more efficient. Clear roles allow the players' skills to complement each other instead of overlapping. If those roles remain unclear, possessions will continue to become harder than necessary. The outcome depends on whether the team commits to that structure and discipline.
Mistakes that you guys made was something that Puerto Rico was doing, or were some of them also a little self-inflicted?
I think it was mostly self-inflicted. I thought we missed some defensive coverages, and then I think especially with how much we fouled too, like it really limits us, especially in transition when we want to play fast. And, it's hard to push, especially off of a made free throws or sitting in the press.
It was obviously a big win by a large margin for Team USA, but what can you say about what you saw about Team Puerto Rico tonight?
Yeah, I thought they played with a lot of fire. I thought they were aggressive. I thought the crowd was incredible. The fans were great, so it's a really fun environment to play.
It wasn't the best game offensively for you guys. What would you like to improve upon Italy coming up next?
Yeah, I think taking care of the ball is probably going to be our main focus. I think we could have moved the ball a little bit better. I don't know how many assists we had, but I thought we could have probably passed the ball a little bit better. I think about these games, the beam was really long, and we want to get easy finishes at the rim, but I think also getting paint and be ready to take it out of it.
And would you say that it was due to Puerto Rico's defense or just offense not
Puerto
falling?
Rico did a great job, but also I think we could be better offense.
Kara talked. Kara talked about doing different lineups, different rotations to test out that chemistry. Just how did you feel tonight, yesterday, with all those different
Yeah, I think
rotations?
it's going to be a work in progress with everybody trying to kind of find the flow a little bit, especially when we're going 5 in, 5 out. But, you got to be flexible. That's kind of what you were saying. So USA basketball's all about. Some games you're going to play a lot. Some games you're not going to play as much. You might come off the bench, you might start. So you got to be ready when your number's called. I think everybody's done a good job of that. And, I mean, we don't even know the starting lineup until we're in the locker room before the game. So you just get ready and go out and play. Good?